In 1985, at the absolute peak of her syndicated TV fame, just before Pee-wee's Big Adventure and years before her own feature film, Cassandrapeterson, as Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, did something delightfully, deliciously commercial. She became the glamorous, gothic pitchwoman for ThrillerVideo, a short-lived but unforgettable direct-to-VHS horror anthology series that didn't just package B-movies for rental shelves. It performed them, turning every box into a midnight event and every tape into a ticket to Elvira's private horror theater. Released by the short-lived Western Video offshoot, ThrillerVideo wasn't a film. It wasn't a TV show. It was a hosted video experience, a series of VHS tapes featuring public domain horror and sci-fi films from the 1930s to the 1960s, stitched together with newly filmed wraparound segments starring Elvira herself, lounging in her signature black gown against a cheap but charming gothic set martini in hand, delivering her trademark. Campy commentary double on and sarcastic asides directly to the viewer, like Yuri, her favorite ghoul, at a midnight slumber party. Think Elvira's movie Macabre, but shrink-wrapped for Blockbuster. Each tape opened with Elvira sauntering into frame, sometimes descending a staircase, sometimes rising from a coffin, always with perfect hair and perfect timing. To introduce the feature, films like The Man They Could Not Hang, The Devil Bat, The Black Sleep, or The Ape Man, titles long forgotten by mainstream audiences but ripe for rediscovery, especially when filtered through Elvira's razor-sharp wit. She didn't just present the films, she roasted them, mocked the monster makeup that gorilla suit looks like it was sewn by a blind raccoon, flirted with the leading men, if he's the hero, I'll take the mummy, at least he's got layers, and turned every plot hole into a punchline, he's dead. Again. Honey, in this movie, death is just a suggestion. Like diet or monogamy, the production, gloriously low budget, painted backdrops, flickering candles, fog machines on overdrive. But that only added to the charm. This wasn't Hollywood. This was Elvira's living room, intimate, irreverent, and alive with personality. And here's the twist. These intros weren't just for fun. They were advertisements. Each tape ended with Elvira teasing the next release in the ThrillerVideo line. Coming soon, the corpse vanishes. And trust me, darling, he is not the only thing that vanishes in that movie, turning horror fandom into a collectible and bingeable experience long before bingeable was a word. For fans in the pre-internet, pre-streaming dark ages, these tapes were gold. A way to bring Elvira home to own a piece of her magic to press play and feel like you were sneaking into her private screening room after midnight. Critics ignored it. Historians forgot it. But horror nerds, they taped it, traded it, memorized it. And in those flickering VHS moments, Elvira wasn't just a TV host. She was a curator, a comedian, a cult leader, of cool, proving that even in the era of plastic, cases and rewind fees, she could make horror feel alive, personal, and fun. ThrillerVideo only lasted a handful of releases before Vestron pulled the plug to niche, to campy, to Elvira for the corporate video market. But its legacy, immortal. It was Cassandrapeterson's first foray into owning her content, her brand, her image. Long before merch empires and Shudder deals, it was DIY horror hosting at its finest. No network censors, no studio interference, just Elvira, a camera, and a stack of dusty reels she turned into comedy gold. So next time you scroll through a sterile, algorithm-picked horror playlist, pause. Imagine instead the whir of a VCR, the glow of a CRT TV, and that voice, sultry, sarcastic, sacred, purring, press play, darling, if you dare. That's the spirit of ThrillerVideo. That's the soul of Elvira, not waiting for permission, not asking for a budget, just grabbing the remote and taking over.